What is going on, everyone? How are you doing? I hope you're doing good, because it is good to feel good. I don't know how I'm putting on this energy right now because I'm only running on a few hours sleep, but hey ho, we're doing another bit of traveling. I'm just about to go to Heathrow, and today I am heading to Norway, which is very cool and exciting, mainly for the fact that I've never been to Norway before, and I'm just excited to see what's what. So I'm off to Oslo for just today, and then I'm heading off to Tromsø afterwards, and I think this will make for an interesting experience. As I say, I'll hopefully learn a bit more about Norway while I'm there, and you know, get up to all sorts of activities. So yeah, without further ado, I like saying it like that, I've noticed that. Let's do Norway. Well, not literally, let's go to Norway, is what I should be saying. Let's go! Okay, I've just made it to Terminal 5. It has been some time since I was last at Terminal 5. In fact, I want to say it's been nearly 5 years. Yeah, that's right, because the last time I took a BA flight was when I went to Amsterdam a few years ago. Anyway, I've not got to drop my bag off today, because with British Airways you're allowed to have two like bags, you know, like a rucksack or whatever, and then, you know, a small suitcase, so that's good, and I like that. Okay, so I'm intentionally thinking this right now. So it is, of course, coming up to Christmas, you know, it's like the end of November, basically. And one thing I can't help myself but think about is, like, being at the airport close to Christmas time is reminding me of Love Actually, and especially the scene where Thomas Brodie Sangster's character is having to run, like, through security and, like, to the gate where, I tell you what, I say it's been a while since I watched the film, but obviously I watched it last Christmas, and of course I watched it again in the lead up to this Christmas. But yeah, hopefully I don't see anyone running to their gate today, because I never like to rush when you're in an airport, because bad things will happen. Tell you what, another thing that's just suddenly got me thinking, being at Terminal 5 right now, is when I moved out to Kuwait, every time we'd fly out to Kuwait, we'd always fly with BA here from T5. So that's flooding back all sorts of memories, and I can always remember being here with family and friends, like to like wave them off when, you know, me and my family were moving out, and that was September of 2010, and I can't believe how long ago that was. And I'm also mad to think how next year will be 10 years since I've been back from Kuwait, and all sorts of travelling that I've done, which is crazy. Okay, we're sat down, we're in the zone, we're in the seat, all well and good. We're in row 19 as well, and as I've said before, 19 is my lucky number, and I've even got a tattoo to prove it. Anyway, once again, out the window, so I've got my trusty mount with me again, and I guess I shall see you when we land in Oslo. So I've just landed in Oslo, my first time here in Norway as well, and for the first time in nearly 2 years, this is a new country as well. So obviously the last time I went to a new country was when I went to Japan, and that was nearly 2 years ago, which is crazy to think about. But anyway, I'm here now. I've now got to get a train from the airport into the city, and then I can't check into my hotel until 3. So I think what I'm going to do is just drop these off at the hotel, and then have a little wander, and then I think eventually later I'll just crash out a bit, because if I'm being quite honest, I'm absolutely shattered. But all the more reason I am happy to be in Norway. Okay, so I've just walked out and onto the train station, and it's hitting me right now how cold it is. And if I thought, you know, it's cold here in Oslo, wait until I get to Tromsø tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be flipping freezing when I'm there, and snowing and all sorts, but I signed myself up for this. I've got myself to blame for this, but I'm ultimately looking forward to this at the same time. Right, I've just whipped out my camera for the first time on this trip, because look, there's a bloody tiger. It's just right outside Oslo Central Station. How cool is that? And if anything, Carol Baskin, eat your heart out. Okay, I've literally just got to my hotel room. I've managed to check in earlier than I anticipated, and I'm actually quite happy about that. But look at this. I've got a view of the bloody street. I mean, I'm not going to open the windows and jump out because that's silly, but oh, that's actually quite nice. Oh, I actually quite like this aesthetic. I mean, I wish I was here for a bit longer, but I'm only here for the night because, as I'll mention a bit later, plans have changed. But yeah, I am so shattered right now. I am running on such low energy. I don't want to crash out because ultimately I just want to, you know, catch my bearings and whatnot, and then head out in a little while. But my gosh, I am shattered, as the English would say. I was about to say as the French would say, and they don't say shattered, although it does sound like a French word. Anyway, I'm here in my hotel, all's good. Okay, so I've had a few hours to kind of catch my bearings, get myself settled down in my hotel room, and also just take it easy really, because I'm running, as I was saying earlier, I'm running on such low energy right now, so I don't know how I'm going to make it through to this evening. Although, now that I mention it, I'm just going to do a bit of wandering around, a bit of exploring around Oslo for what I can get into for today. As I say, I'm only here for the day, and then tomorrow, and then yeah, let's do a bit of exploring. I'm going to try and find a nice spot, record a time lapse, and then we'll do some more wandering about. Right, we are at the Akershus Fortress. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. As I say, I need to brush up on my Norwegian for this trip. But anyway, we're up at this fortress on top of the hill, the Akershus. Oh, you know I'm going to pronounce it deliberately wrong every time, but yeah, I'm looking for a nice vantage point to try and get, obviously, a nice time lapse. And I think if I wander around here, I might get lucky. Right, I've come up a bit away to the fortress. I'm just shortly about to do a time lapse, and obviously there's a lovely sunset over there. And what's crazy to think about with this trip here to Norway, this is probably going to be like the most decent sunset I'm going to get, because when I head up to Tromsø, this is going to sound crazy, so because it's within the Arctic Circle and the polar night is closing in, obviously daylight hours are, you know, are like there's less and less daylight basically, and at the moment the sun rises around 10 o'clock and sets no later than 1 o'clock, which is just absolute madness. But as I say, it's something to experience if you're in the in the Arctic Circle around winter time. And then likewise when it's summer, I think it's called the summer night or something like that. Yeah, that sounds about right. There was someone just screaming there. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought. So anyway, and then likewise during the summer, you have, I think it's called the summer night? Wella. Right, this is a bit of an overshare, but my butt's so cold right now from sitting down after watching that time lapse. And at the same time, I've got pins and needles in my... What is wrong with me? Okay, so this is the Norwegian Royal Palace, this is. And literally as I was walking up here, I was saying to myself, it's basically, what if Buckingham Palace was on a hill? And that just sounds really silly of me to say it like that, but yeah, so obviously it looks nice and lovely. And then looking down there, oh yes. Hold on, I'm just gonna zoom in here. Oh, I think I'm gonna need to get some pictures down this way. Looks lovely. Yeet! There it goes, there it goes, there it goes. Aww. Right, seeing as I can't go to Winter Wonderland in London this year, this is the best, probably best compromise.
Så kan alderlisten også være med å synge. I wish you a Merry Christmas, I wish you a Merry Christmas, I wish you a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. I wish you a Merry Christmas, I wish you
The singing was that bad. I tell you what, I'm gonna be completely honest about something right now, and that is that, like, every year in the lead up to Christmas, I think it's usually within like a few weeks into December where I'm like really in the Christmas mood. But if I'm being completely honest, being here right now and considering the fact in a few days when I'm in Tromsø, I'll be in a literal winter wonderland, and like, you know, fingers crossed it'll be snowing and all sorts, and it'll be lovely to experience. But yeah, no, this is lovely. This is really getting me in the Christmas mood, this is. Okay, if there's one thing you won't catch me doing this Christmas, it's ice skating. I can always remember Coral taking me to go ice skating last year in Milton Keynes, and oh my god, I was so bad. Like, my balance was just, whoa, I was wobbly legs, I was. But yeah, don't see me doing any ice skating anytime soon. And maybe not with a camera in my hand, and especially with this one as well. So, but everyone seems like they're having a good time here. Hopefully they know what they're doing. Oh dear. Right, of course, I had to get some kites, but I nearly burned my hands because they're so bloody hot, so hence why I'm wearing my gloves. But oh, I'm gonna look forward to this. Right, apologies for this, but I genuinely thought that said super slag. You super slag. So, if I'm being completely honest right now, like seeing like lights like these just streamed across the street, it reminds me a lot of Regent Street in London, and quite a few streets in London for that matter. But at the same time, the layout of Oslo, for some reason I'm getting Amsterdam vibes. I know it's been a few years since I've been there, but yeah, that's what I'm getting here. And I think that's the same with a lot of European cities. It's like some of them have similar layouts and whatnot, you know, similar features, i.e. Oslo, much like Amsterdam, has a tram system, and all the streets are like kind of like straight and whatnot. And yeah, no, very similar. Jonathan. Okay, so I'm back in my hotel room now, and I am absolutely knackered. I am absolutely knackered. Why did I just sound like Matt Berry there? And by the way, I say knackered like that deliberately. I know it's pronounced with a silent K, but I like to say it just for a bit of emphasis and just to annoy some people sometimes, just have a little laugh. But ultimately, I am really knackered right now, mainly because I've only been running on a few hours sleep today, and that is never a good idea, especially when you're traveling. It's never a good idea. So ultimately, what I've taken this as a sign of me getting to my hotel, having a power nap. It's like, oh yeah, Ollie, you should shut off tonight and, you know, have a good night's sleep. You, like, you know, rest yourself, rest your weary head, and get you know, get a lovely night's sleep in, Ollie. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, and I am gonna leave you guys here. And then obviously tomorrow, I should mention that I mentioned earlier, the plan has changed. So originally for this trip, I was booked to stay in Oslo until Wednesday, fly out to Tromsø then, and then head back on Friday, head home on Friday. Now the plan is that I am flying out to Tromsø tomorrow instead, because I was able to change my flight free of charge. So thanks for that, Norwegian. And then essentially it means I've got 2 full days. I say days, 2 full 2-hour days to myself in Tromsø, because obviously the polar night is closing in. Ooh. But I'm really excited to be in Tromsø tomorrow, and should be able to have a bit more fun while we're there. Anyway, on that note, it is so nice to be here in Norway, and like, you know, especially like my day that I've had here in Oslo. It's been lovely. But yeah, as I say, I need to switch off now. I'll speak to you when I've had some sleep, so that will be tomorrow. Excuse me. But anyway, that's where I'll leave you here tonight, and I will leave you with some advice, and that is always to enjoy yourself, stay safe, and make the most of every opportunity that comes your way. Thank you for watching, and peace.